Monday Zoom. So glad you guys could be with us tonight. My name is Amber, and I am broadcasting to you guys live from Florida. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been consuming the products for 14 years. I totally love Herbalife. I always say I couldn't imagine a day in the life without my Herbalife breakfast shake. So this is how I was introduced to the products. My husband and I were very much raised that you go to school and you get a good job and you stay there for, 30 years, you retire happily ever after, and that's what we were doing. We were working corporate America in a small little farming community in southern Minnesota, and we were engineers and we really loved our job. Although to stay busy after work, I would teach aerobics. And there was a student in my aerobics class, and she would see me consuming stuff because my husband and I were on nutritional supplementation from other companies. And she came up to me one day and she's like, hey, have you ever heard of Herbalife? Do you want to try it? And I was like, sure. So I got on the products. I lost 21 pounds. I felt amazing. And I was always like, okay, what's different about these products compared to, many of the other products that I had tried in the past? Because I really did feel different. So at that time, like I said, my husband and I were working corporate America, and we never, ever, ever had any intention of doing a business. Neither one of us comes from any entrepreneurial kind of family or business-minded spirit. Again, we were just raised that you go to school and you get a good job. So what happened was the woman that introduced me to the product, she was intelligent enough to invite me one day to a product training, and I loved the product. So I was like, yeah, I really want to learn more about their products. I go to this product training, and that's where I actually heard, oh, there is an income opportunity, and people do supplement their income. And at that time, Jason and I loved the products. We were using a decent amount, and I thought, well, if I could retail to a few friends and family, and I could retail just enough so that Jason and I could afford our herbal products, that was our initial attempt. And actually, the very first month in business, we retailed enough to profit over $1,000, and that was in, 2002, you guys, May of 2002. Ever since then, we've been retailing. We've been helping and sharing people get product results. It's definitely one of the things that we love to do in this Herbalife business is we love to fine-tune people's programs and help people get product results. So let's say this. Since then, you guys, Jason and I have been able to both replace our full-time engineering incomes. We were like, okay, well, let's make a go of this. If we work as hard at this as we do in our corporate America engineering jobs, what would it be like if we could potentially replace our incomes? It wasn't until 2009, so it was 7 years later, that we replaced both of our full-time engineering incomes. But since then, you guys, we work together full-time. We have a 7-month-old baby, so we're able to spend as much time with him as we want. We're able to be home with him whenever we want, and that was one thing that that was definitely a motivator for me. So many years of working in Herbalife was like, what would it be like if I didn't have to choose to have somebody else raise our children? So also, you guys, we've achieved the top 1% in Herbalife. That's a position in the marketing plan, which we've been super blessed to achieve. And what I do want to share with you tonight, because we're going to have a few other people sharing both their product story and their income stories, is the average supervisor in Herbalife earns $400 per month without retail and wholesale income. And again, you're going to hear from a few of them this evening. So with that said, let's get started. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about the company. So let's do this. And, I'm not sure what you all see. Let's try one more time. Anybody can do this business, right? We always talk about that. We're like, okay, there. Now, well, this is funny, isn't it? I promise you it's not my first time doing this, but if it was, okay, I'm going to do this again. Share screen. There. Okay, can I get a thumbs up from the panelists? Y'all see that? Okay, thank you. Okay, Herbalife is worldwide. It's over in 90 countries around the world, and I love sharing that. We're 36 years old, so it is a strong, stable company here to stay. Okay, and people always wonder, how many countries are we in? I'm like 90-some plus, and opening new countries, you guys, frequently. One thing to know is we have the most amazing scientific leadership. You can see right here we have a Nobel Prize laureate, Lou Ignarro. We have Dr. David Heber, who is the chairman of the board, who works out of UCLA. Some of our physicians still practice and see patients. If you're in Herbalife 24, when you watched this last week, you heard the product training at Herbalife 24. That's Dr. John Heiss, who is a super young, awesome doctor who is an avid athlete and can start Herbalife 24. And then talk about consistent yearly sales growth. Over 3 decades in business, like I said, we are 36 years old, strong, stable company. over 7.8 billion in suggested retail sales in 2014. And then if you can see 1 billion suggested retail growth from 2012 to 2014. The reason why that is important, you guys, if you see, it took us from 1980 to 1996 to hit the 1 billion mark. Okay, so 16 years to hit 1 billion. And then with that said, it was just 2 years from 2012 to 2014 to hit, that was a billion in that time frame too, from 6 to 7. Okay, one of my favorite pieces of information when we're talking to people about breakfast, and it's so interesting. We have a nanny here, and she's from Germany, and her dad just left. He was here for 2 weeks, and we're even educating him because he's like, well, what do you mean I shouldn't have like cereal or muffins or toast or bagels? And we're like, it's not that you shouldn't have that. It was just an awesome experience educating it. When we consume breakfast, latte, Chad, can you mute please? Latte, muffins, are you on that? Cereal, toast, those are generally high carbohydrate breakfast. So you guys can see here, cafe latte and the blueberry muffin, 449 calories. Compared to, we have a shake flavor called cafe latte. If you did a Formula One cafe latte shake, 170 calories. Okay, so oftentimes you hear our medical advisory board say things like, I was meeting with patients and the patients would say, hey doc, I really don't consume that much for breakfast. And you guys, if you look at this cafe latte and blueberry muffin, it doesn't feel like a large amount. It's not like you have a large amount on your plate. But when it comes to calories, fat, and sugar, it is a decent amount in terms of calorie intake. Okay, start your day right. Many of you guys are familiar with what we have. It's called a 3-day trial. If you're brand new listening tonight, it's an awesome way for you to try the Herbalife products. It's 3 days, 6 meals for $20, and Formula One Healthy Meal is one of the products in our 3-day trial. It is the first product that the company launched back in 1980. And you guys on the right-hand side here, you see Herbalife is the #1 in the world in meal replacement category. It's really important to note. You see Formula Healthy Meal on here. This is not a protein shake. Now, does it have protein in it? Yes, it has 9 grams of protein in it. Okay, but it's not what we call a protein shake. It's literally a healthy meal replacement. It has all of the nutrition that you would need in order for it to be considered a full meal in terms of nutrient value. Much different than what we might call a protein shake. Okay, total nutrition. We have many other nutrition products, and if you guys are interested in learning more about them, continue to get on these Monday night calls, 6 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. What we do is we focus on a targeted area each particular night, and then you're able to learn more about the products and hear some testimonials from different people. So tonight, you guys, we have an opportunity to hear from a few people, and like I mentioned before, everybody on the call tonight is at the supervisor position, and they're going to share their income testimonial with you as well. So I am going to turn it over to brand new Active World team member. You guys are going to learn about that in the second half of this call, Miss Lauren Rogers.
Okay, awesome. Hi guys, can you hear me okay, Amber? Okay, perfect. So you guys, I got started on the products almost 5 years ago. It was right after my daughter was born. I was invited at my job by my coach. Actually, Amber is my coach and sponsor. So she came into my job, gave me an invitation to come into the nutrition club and try out a shake, and I did that. I loved it. I found myself coming back every day. I was looking to lose about 10 pounds, just a little bit of my baby weight that I had left over after I had my daughter. Okay, so I was coming into the club every day, loved the energy in there, great relationships with the people there, and ended up working with my coach. I'm getting on a Lean and Fit program. So I committed to my Lean and Fit program. I lost 10 pounds and 2 pant sizes and was able to go buy all new clothes after having my daughter, only because all my old clothes were too big now because I lost my weight. And I've maintained it for almost 5 years now. I'm in better shape now than I ever was before I was pregnant, or I'm about to be 30, you guys. So I'm in better shape now than I was in my teens and early 20s. So it's pretty exciting. And then you guys, just by coming to an event at our nutrition club there, an HOM, I was able to learn about the products, and I heard of the opportunity to make a little bit of an income and possibly increase my discount on my products. So I was super interested in that. I had some friends and family just ask me what I was doing, got them started on a Lean and Fit program, and the rest is kind of history. So just hit Active World Team, I'm pretty stoked. And then last month, through all the ways that Herbalife do we get paid through Herbalife. I earned $1,209 in February. So super excited. Good stuff coming.
Awesome job, Lauren. Good work. Congratulations. I love your after picture. People are like, she has a baby. So thank you for being on the call tonight. You guys are going to hear a little bit later from Lauren as well if you choose to stay on for our educational component for our members. So with that said, I'm going to turn the call over to Chad St. Aubin.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? All right, awesome. I'm, like Amber said, my name is Chad St. Aubin from down here in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Got introduced to Herbalife really, I think, they say that things will find you when you're ready. I was 39 years old, going to the gym 5 days a week, trying to lose some weight. As you can see in that before picture, I kind of needed it. 225 pounds, really not liking what I saw in the mirror anymore. Was going to the gym 5 days a week, really focusing on working out hard, but I kept cutting back my meals, which, as we know today, that's not what you're supposed to do. Actually, Jason Wick was in the gym doing a sampling, and I tried a peanut butter cup, and I was sold. The taste was amazing, so I went straight down to the nutrition club that they had just opened up in town, scheduled a wellness profile right out of the gate, went on, I did a 3-day trial, then went on to a lean and fit program. And as you can see in my after picture, in a very short amount of time, I took my body fat from 24% down to 9%. And I've been able to maintain that now for the last 7 years. So really fell in love with these products. My wife also got involved in it on my journey. And because she saw my results, so she went from a size 9 to a size 4 as well. I don't have her after picture up there, but she definitely is a size 4 today. And we got inspired to do the business just because we fell in love with the products. So what happened is we went to a little training, and we went for our daughter to earn extra income in Herbalife. And not for us, but when we got there, we got inspired because we saw the big picture of what Herbalife stands for around the world and around the country. And we heard so many stories, and we got inspired by the stories. And if the stories don't inspire you, I don't know what will, because you're going to hear stories in Herbalife that'll touch you and grab you by the heart, and just, it's like we were in. We left that event, and we were opening up a nutrition hub, and we opened one up a month later from about the day of that training, and it's been wide open ever since. Now fast forward 6.5, 7 years now, we relocated down to Florida about a year ago. Another beautiful thing about Herbalife is you can take your business where you go, and you can start doing it again, and it comes with you. And now with working with people and with the 3-day trial system and the 10-5-1-R system that they've put in place for us today, last month, guys, Herbalife, we got out 18 3-day trial packs. 15 of them committed to lean and fit programs. Out of those 15, and so our profit just off of the lean and fit, from the 3-day trials to the lean and fit, was $1,315. And total, with all the ways that Herbalife pays us, which you'll learn later on down the road, last month we made $6,828.54. And like I said, me and Lisa work this business together full time now, and we're loving life.
Good work, Chad. It's been super fun to watch you and Lisa these last few months too. So making a huge impact in the community. Your results continue to get better and better and better. And Chad continues to get faster and faster at his 5Ks and 10Ks. So thanks for being on the call tonight, Chad. Congratulations.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, and I am going to turn the call over here to my other half.
Hi guys, Jason here, and thanks for having me on the call. And before Herbalife, I've been into sports and athletics and bodybuilding. And one thing, I got into bodybuilding for the products because people wanted to know what I was doing. So I was on the program. This was before Herbalife 24. So the picture on the right, I lost 65 pounds, competed on stage, and really maintained my strength throughout. And then the one thing for those athletes out there or bodybuilders that are listening, I did not have one bad digestive day, felt amazing. And then as you heard Chad, he's a big runner. I have a hard time keeping up with him. So I thought, what the heck, I might as well take on biking so I can maybe keep up with him with a bike. So about 3 years ago, I decided to start biking, and I've never been on a mountain bike before. And I thought I'd do a little race in Colorado, Leadville. And with the new Herbalife nutrition that you heard, the nutrition talk last week, I followed the plan before, during, and after nutrition, really plugging in my diet, finished that race, and even yesterday we did 53 miles. I'm getting back into conditioning. I did my pre-fueling. I did my during fueling with the Prolong, and immediately after I had my post-workout nutrition. And today I'm not sore. I feel great. And people are always asking me, what are you doing? In fact, I was getting into my truck. I left the truck and somebody said, hey, I need to get Prolong and I need to get Formula One. So it's doing what you love, and the business is like attracted to you. So those are the product results, and just greatly appreciate the journey we've been on, being able to work with Amber and now our 7-month-old son. It's kind of cool. We're doing calls and he's in the room or on our lap. So Herbalife really has allowed that freedom to work where you're at and work around your lifestyle and create the life that you want. So thanks again for being on.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to transition and do a little bit of product training. So tonight we're going to talk about I'm going to say enhancers. And they're not all necessarily weight loss enhancers, but they are definitely get product results enhancers. Some of you want to gain lean muscle mass. Some of you want to decrease your body fat. Some of you guys want to lose weight. Some of you want to gain weight. So many of you start on what we call the Lean and Fit. Okay, the Lean and Fit program in the flip book, you guys will see this, is what many of you guys start on. And Jason tonight is going to talk about the enhancers, and not only the enhancers, but how you might introduce some of the enhancers to people. So this is a little bit like Vanna White and Jack. Is his name Jack? Jay. Mr. Sajak. I don't even know his name. So that's Pat. Look at Jack Sajak. Okay, I don't watch much TV. All right, here we go. So
Pat.
We're not at Pat Sajak. Meet Pat. Okay.
Welcome, Pat.
Although
Thanks, Vanna.
Vanna might say a few things.
Right.
Okay.
But what we want to do is the product training on enhancers, and this is after your client has committed to the Lean and Fit, and they've paid full retail for it. And what we want to do now is that after that, we use this the pitch book and time to get started page. And so they've already seen that. They've gone through your monthly budget, and they've seen the Lean and Fit, and then at the bottom of the page where it says enhancers, they've already seen that there's an opportunity for enhancers. And what I do and what some people do is that after they've gotten those results in the beginning, after the Lean and Fit, then we come in, and after they've seen the members 247, they start thinking, oh, I can add those enhancers to my program. So that's the position we're in right now, and we're going to be adding the enhancers to the program. So when we want to start, the first enhancers that I really like to add, and the first one is Formula 2, the multivitamin.
Multivitamin.
And if Vanna can read just how
I'm going to read this.
Great.
Okay, it says, I love this. It says take 1 tablet with a meal 3 times per day. So each tablet has 33% of your recommended daily allowance. It's not like you're taking 100%, 100%, and 100%. But Jace, this is one of my favorite things that this says. Use with Formula 1 Shake and Formula 3 Cell Activator to complete the Herbalife Cellular Nutrition Program.
Right, and it brings up a great point on the tools. Again, this is right out of your product catalog. This is the cellular nutrition piece. So you can just see our bodies are made up of 100 trillion cells, and cellular nutrition with, like Amber said, Formula 1, I call that the bricks. That's your macronutrients, your protein, fats, and carbs. Or Formula 2, the multivitamin, is that small, the micronutrients, that like the mortar around the bricks when you're building that foundation for your house. And then the third enhancer that we add to complete cellular nutrition is Formula 3 or Cell Activator.
Okay, let me read it. So Cell Activator says, take 1 capsule twice a day with shakes or meals. So you could take it however. I take 1 with breakfast and 1 with dinner. Right.
And this really completes the cellular nutrition piece of it, because it Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3s, and it really creates that absorption piece. So if in your notes, I would write absorption, Cell Activator helps you absorb more nutrients, and also helps protect from toxins. We have hair-like structures in our nose that go all the way through, and over time, I know none of us on the call here have ever eaten bad or are stressed out or any of that, or even breathe air, but over time, those hair-like structures get damaged or broken off in our small intestine, and the Cell Activator helps with that, helps repair, recover, so you can absorb more and protect more. And then the third piece that we like to add, that we go into the enhancers, is our herbal concentrate tea.
So you want to show where that is there, Jen,
right.
On the page?
On the page, it's right here. And if you're like, what is it? I don't even know how to talk about it. Well, it jumpstarts your metabolism. That's the #1 bullet point. How can you take it?
It says mix approximately 1/2 teaspoon of herbal concentrate with 68 ounces of fluid, hot or cold, and enjoy 1 to 2 servings per day.
Great. And it's green tea, boost energy. So that's the third piece that we like to add.
Yeah, what's your favorite flavor?
Raspberry.
Jason's is raspberry, mine's chai. It also comes in peach, lemon, original, or cinnamon. And cinnamon is super awesome with mango aloe.
Hot or cold?
Yes, I love hot tea. Jason?
Cold.
Cold tea, so it's whatever you prefer. Okay.
And they get an immediate effect. So really an enhancer that you can just, wow, I got it. That's good.
This is also too great, Jay. So a lot of people have a challenge getting enough fluid in. Like we don't come from a society that drinks a lot of fluid. And so when we put people on a program and maybe one of their challenges is getting enough hydration throughout the course of the day, maybe this is an enhancer that you guys consider or you consider as your coaching to help people get their water in for the day.
And I was just doing follow-up on that drive home tonight. I was talking with somebody and she was goes, I'm feeling amazing, and the only thing is I'm having troubles with sleeping. And I'm like, well, what's happening with sleeping? Well, looking back at her food log, she was having her tea at dinner. I'm like, well, that may be a part of it. So we've troubleshooted that, but she's getting great energy. Even though she wasn't sleeping, she realizes that the tea is giving her energy throughout.
Yep, sounds great.
Okay. All right, moving on to the next enhancer we want to talk about tonight is cellulose.
Cellulose, okay, right there, cellulose. I know I'm trying to get to, there we go, in the light. Okay, so cellulose says, take 1 tablet 3 times a day with meals. So I take this 1 breakfast, 1 lunch, and 1 dinner. So with my breakfast shake, my lunch shake, and then my dinner meal.
Right. And we are blessed with the amount of fat cells in our body from birth. And what happens is, over time, the fat cells change in shape by the things we eat. And I'm not going to say when we sit down, we can see the uneven skin.
It looks like lumpy, dimply, cottage cheese, hail damaged skin on your booty.
Thank you. I wasn't going to say that. Amber can. So then what we do, the cellulose, it helps the healthy elimination of water. So it helps with that elimination of the water built up around your fat cells. So that is a nice enhancer to add around fluid absorption, so they can get, if people retain a lot of fluids, that might be one that they can bring into their program. The next one that we're going to talk about is called Aminogen.
Aminogen. Okay.
There it is.
There it is. Okay, let me read it, Jay. Okay, this one says, first of all, it says Aminogen helps digest protein into smaller peptides. Jason's going to describe that. It says, though, take 1 tablet with any protein-containing meal or snack. Right? So how many times a day do you take Aminogen?
6 to 8.
6 to 8. Now, I have to... Jason is so funny, you guys. He's going to be like, what is she going to say? Okay, do you guys see this thing on his wrist? Okay, I'm telling you, it beeps and it goes off every 2 hours. Okay?
Easy.
Because Jason
have that feeling. Come on.
Every 2 hours. He is so strict, which is awesome. He's so strict and so disciplined with his meal program. He's like, oh, okay, what time is it? What time did we eat? I have to eat every 2 hours. Now, I'm pretty good about my meal program. I eat 5 times a day. I take 5 Aminogen a day. I just don't time it. No stopwatch for me.
It's all about the results, right?
Yes, you have amazing results.
Not that, but you have to eat it. Okay.
Yes.
So what we want to do also with Aminogen and cellulose together, sometimes if we're working with somebody that has a lot of weight to lose, maybe 20 or more pounds, taking cellulose and Aminogen together can assist in the skin shrinking with the person. Sometimes elasticity. So sometimes when we lose a lot of weight, maybe people lose 100 pounds real quick and you see that they have a lot of skin, and sometimes they go in and get a surgery, remove it. When you take Aminogen and cellulose, helps with that elasticity, so it shrinks with the person that's losing that weight. Kind of like when I lost my 40-inch waist to,
okay, Jason was,
okay,
big dude, and he thought it was smoking
hot, Mr. Una-Ab. Okay, here we go. Next, moving on, we have snack defense.
Snack defense. Okay, snack defense right here. And look at, if you guys can read that, it says right on there. Okay, I know that's a little bit blurry, but it says right on there, for blood sugar support, and it says take 1 tablet 2 times per day.
Great. And this is great setup for somebody that snacks a lot. Number one, if they're snacking a lot and eating throughout, they get the munchies, they always say. Watch their protein level. Maybe they're under eating protein. Protein's a natural appetite suppressant, so we want to address that first. But then this is great to be taken AM and PM snacks. So those are the good times that you can take that to really help with that blood sugar throughout the day and increasing your energy. And then finally, we have the
Thermobond, which is one of my favorites. This one says, take 1 tablet up to 6 times a day with food.
Wow.
Okay, so how many times a day do you take this one?
I take it 3 times.
Okay, and I take 6 tablets. I take 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner, and I am a digestively sensitive person. Like some people are, you know, they have sleep challenges, or some people have digestive challenges. So for me, the digestive health line, even though this is an enhancer, it really says on the front, a fiber tablet. So for me, guys, I love taking Thermobond. It totally helps me stay regular.
Right. Very good.
Okay.
And then this is just from a tool standpoint, guys, this is right out of our flip book, the enhancers. And then continuing on, there are enhancers on the back page that you want to show your members that are using the Lean and Fits and how they can upgrade their programs.
Okay, Jason, finally, you and I were talking about, like, when somebody starts on a Lean and Fit program, right? How or when might they upgrade to some of these other products? So it's really important that you use the flip book, because in the flip book, people will see the other enhancers. Okay, and some of the language that we might use, especially with somebody who has been on products for, 1, 2, 3 weeks, you guys are probably going to hear from your coach an opportunity to learn about how to get a discount on the products. And at that time, okay, that's a consideration for you. Maybe you get a discount on the products like Jason and I, so that you can
try other products, try other enhancers.
Yep, and add them to your regimen.
I mean, and just work it in the conversation. It's like if I'm working with Amber, I know that you have mentioned that you wanted to add a little tea, you like your tea, you want to switch from coffee to tea. This might be a great time to introduce that to you.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to wrap up this this part of the training. So you guys are laughing, right? You're like, okay, this girl's trying to share her screen again. I am.
Come on,
Vanna. Come on, Vanna. All right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This is where you guys get to choose. Make a decision on what your ultimate goals are. So number 1, if you guys have never been on the products and you want to get started on the products, awesome. Ask the person who invited you to this call, and they'll start you on a 3-day trial. You can see what it's like to experience our products, breakfast and lunch for 3 days. Okay, if you guys are on the products and you want to learn how to get a discount, you can get registered with the company and get a discount on your products. It's very much how Jason and I started with our Herbalife journey. We never wanted to do the business. We just love the products. We wanted to add some of these enhancers to our program. And that's why we initially started, was to get a discount on our products. And then option C is you could start part-time to supplement your income around your current schedule. So Jason and I both work 70-hour work weeks. We are full-time engineers. We very much loved our job, but we also very much loved the Herbalife products. And at that point, we were like, okay, I went to a training. I learned that there was an opportunity to learn a little bit of income. And I was like, okay, if I could get, 10, 15 clients, and those clients, I could earn enough retail cash that I could supplement my income to afford my Herbalife products around my full-time engineering income. That was fantastic. If that sounds like an option for you, beautiful, okay? We would love to have you be a part of the Herbalife member family. Okay, from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna conclude this part of the training and we're gonna move on. And if you guys are a coach, you're more than welcome or encouraged to stay with us. And even if you're not a coach and you just wanna see what it's like, we're encouraging you to stay with us tonight too. We are gonna be training on how to set goals. Now, we've just gone through this with our team. It's like, sometimes we set goals and they're kind of like pie in the sky, right? There's a difference between a dream and a goal. Sometimes people call it a goal and they don't really have a plan behind it. So really we call that a dream. If they don't have a plan behind it, or they don't have a strategy behind it, it's not necessarily a goal. It's kind of like a pie in the sky dream. So what we've done with our team is we work with them on how do they set personal volume goals, organizational volume goals, how do they support their team and helping their team reach the goals as well. So I'm going to be going back and forth tonight with Lauren Rogers. You heard her earlier on the call, and she just did this for the month of March, and she's going to be sharing, I have 5 slides to show you as well. She's going to be sharing how she's gone through the process of setting her March goals. So Miss Lauren Rogers, are you there and with us?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, first, before we show your first slide, will you just share what the experience was like because you were super excited at the conclusion. So what was the experience like going through this exercise?
Yeah, I think it was really awesome because it really opened my eyes to what the possibility was for the month. I don't think I was as aware of what was possible once I was in tune with each person's goals and their stretch goals. I realized there was a whole lot more possible than I really thought there was in March.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so are you ready for me to show the first slide?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so share screen. we are going to show this first one. So let's first go through, this is called the Herbalife House. Okay, so Lauren, do you want to go through the house first, you guys, and then what she's going to do is she's going to share with you the specifics of how she came up with the numbers for each part of her house. So Lauren, why don't you talk about the rooms as well?
Okay, perfect. So you guys will see like the triangle roof there. That's your personal consumption volume. And okay, so I'm just going to cheat by looking at, I've got this house printed in my office here too. So, okay, so that's your personal volume. So you've got a goal for what your personal volume is. That's your consumption, you know, for you and your household. Okay, and then you have the room on the top right says new wholesale. So that is someone who might become a member this month to get a discount on their products. Their volume would transition from retail into wholesale. So that's a new wholesale box. And then the bottom right box is repeat wholesale. So that's people who are already members of the organization. They order every month, or they order every, you know, whenever they order, you probably have an idea. So those are your repeat wholesale members. And then you've got on the top left, you have new retail. So that's any new people that you would have come in on a 3-day trial, committing to a lean and fit program. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then you have the repeat retail on the bottom left. And that's any customers that you have that aren't currently members. They don't have a discount yet, but they're still continuing to buy retail from you.
Okay, so Lauren is going to share you guys the specifics of how she came up with the numbers in the room. But Lauren, before we go to the next slide, will you just share there's like a top number with a line and a low and a bottom number? So we just explain what your theory is on that.
Yes, perfect. So you'll see on the top right of this whole big blue piece of paper, and you guys obviously, like, this doesn't have to be fancy when you do it, right? Mm-hmm. So the top, it says 5,000 volume points, and then it's over 10,000 volume points. So the 5,000 is my minimum expectation for myself for my volume this month. So that's 5,000 personal volume points. And then my stretch goal for this month is 10,000 personal volume points.
Perfect. So same thing, you guys, if you look at her new retail, so 2,162 is approximately 15 lean and fits. And so you can see like that's Lauren's minimum. And then 2,978 would be 20 lean and fits. So she has a range in there of like a minimum and a stretch. Can we call it that, Lauren?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Lauren, I'm going to go to this next slide. So this is the roof, the top part of the house. So how did you come up with your personal volume numbers?
Okay, so all I did is you guys will see the list. It says Evie at the top, and then basically that's my daughter. She's almost 5. Okay, so that's the products that she consumes, and I just wrote them down and calculated the volume. So she consumes 132 volume points a month. I have Lauren Club, so it's my free memberships I give out. It's basically samples, plus my personal lunch that I consume at the club. So that comes out to 129 volume points in the samples and 192 volume points in my personal lunch. Okay, and I have a fancy shake at lunch. And then the Lauren Home is what I have for breakfast. And then a couple of my tablets and stuff are in there, so that comes out to 311 volume points. And then Chad Home is a different Chad than who you saw on the call, but my husband Chad, and that's his products that he uses, 221. So the total personal volume that we are going to consume or sample out each month is 987 volume points, 987.32. So that's the top roof of the house.
Awesome job. Okay, so this is retail. So the top left room of the house. Go ahead and describe this.
Okay, perfect. So this is current retail customers who are not yet members with a discount. So I included everyone. So there's like 3 or 4 people on here who I have as potential because I think they could potentially order lean and fit programs because they've either just come off of 3-day trials, they were still thinking about it, they've mentioned to me they wanted to get back started. So those are listed on there. And then I also have customers who repeatedly, get things like tea and cellulose. They're not members. I have found that a lot of lean and fit customers tend to eventually become members because they are consuming a good amount of products and they want a discount. So some of these folks, I just wrote down what they normally would buy. And I calculated low end, I could expect 175 volume points from repeat retail. And on the high end, I could expect 1,073 volume points from repeat retail.
Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, going to the next slide. Yes, check this out. This is repeat wholesale. So this is the lower right-hand room of the house.
Yep. Okay, so this one was super fun. Okay, so there's 17 people included on this list. So everyone on here, I just went through my organization, I went through BizWorks, and I pulled out the people who count as my personal volume. So they're all listed on here. Their volume from November, December, January, and February. So I can see exactly how much they've ordered each month and what their trend is. And all I did was go through, and you'll see right there in the middle, it says projected. That was for the month of March. I went through each person line by line. And I just, I looked at what their minimum was and what their maximum was and went somewhere in the middle of like an average of what I could expect. So for example, you know, let's look at Alex. Okay, so Alex orders anywhere from, she's got, of the 4 months, she's got 1 month as 0, and she has, her highest month is 227.65. I work really closely with Alex. She's, I treat her as a client member. So she rescans every week. I know what she's got going on. I know she's really jacked up right now about her commitment to her program. So for her, I guesstimated her low end range for this month's volume would be 100, and her stretch range would maybe be 250. So I did that for each person. And then at the bottom circled, you'll see the total there. My low end expectation or projection for my repeat wholesale volume is 1,525 volume points. And my stretch goal is 4,661 volume points.
Okay, so Lauren, I'm just going to bring this up. It's awesome. So you and I were talking about, and you see this orange highlight on the screen. It says zeros and focusing on this month to support them in recommitting to their program. So it could either be, Lauren, a 0 that you're focusing on recommitting, or it could be somebody that places volume regularly. You and I were talking about you do have some influence, or you do have the ability to support and encourage to create volume out of this category. Can you describe that?
Yeah, for sure. I think some of it is building in that follow-up. You know, I'm really diligent of meeting with people week to week. So I think that that is great because they're getting their results on their program, and you can suggest when they have opportunities. For example, one girl was like, oh, I just don't know what to snack on at work. I'm so busy. And of course I'm like, okay, could you drink something? She's like, yeah. So then right there, I can give her a sample of beverage mix and let her try that out. And she loved it. She went home and ordered it. And the same with soup mix. So those are some upgrades, you know, some recommendations you can make when you're meeting with your clients. And then a couple other things are too, just I continue to invite them to our Herbalife opportunity meetings. For example, we've got one on Saturday where we're teaching on how to fuel your workouts. So I continue to invite these people to the event so they can see what other products in our catalog could do for them and could do for their program. And it might even trigger their brain of like, you know, maybe the workout thing isn't for them necessarily, but they might know someone who could really use something to enhance their workouts.
Yes, perfect. Okay. And the last and final one, which is very exciting. Okay, Miss Lauren.
Okay, so is it up there?
It's up, yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is, I don't see it, but I'm just guessing that you've got it up. It is the organizational volume kind of like web you guys will see. Oh, perfect. And what this is supervisors on my front 3 levels. And I have their average volume. I was looking at it on my wall since I didn't see it here, but now I see it. Okay, so I've got their volume for December, January, and February, and then I averaged their volume for the 3 months just to kind of see of what their trend was. And I am in constant communication with most of these folks, especially the frontline people. So all I've done is gotten with them to see what their goals are, what they have going on this month. For example, Anthony works really closely with me. He's in the club. I see him every day. I talk to him every day. So I know that his personal volume goal, his minimum expectation is 5,000 volume points. And the stretch for him this month, and these were like from his mouth, his language was his stretch is 7,000. Okay, and the same for Laura. I know that her minimum expectation for herself and her personal volume with what she has going on is 5,000 volume points, and her stretch is 10. And the same with her frontline, Jamie. And then Laura informed me of Frank because Laura works closely with Frank. I don't necessarily. That's someone that she is close with in another state. Okay, so then Martha is someone that she's mostly just a personal consumption member. It's awesome. She's got 1 or 2 clients that she works with. And so I've got a project in the works with her this month to go to her business where she works. She works at a new place now, just to allow her coworkers to have the opportunity to try the products. And then we can go from there. If she's interested in coaching a couple of those folks on a 3-day and lean and fit program, awesome. If she's not, awesome. I would be happy to take them on also as, personal clients. So it's just working with her and seeing what she would like to do, but also letting her be inspired and see the opportunities she might have in her workplace. And then with Blanca, I've got 2 projects I'm working on with her that she's really excited about, and we are confident we can create 4 new lean and fit clients out of the 2 projects that we're working on. So this was just to show her that 4 new lean and fit clients would equal 603 volume points and would equal about $340 profit in her pocket. So that's how we came up with her minimum and her stretch goals as well. So all of that together, you guys can see the total there in the middle. My minimum expectation for organizational volume is 13,073, and my stretch goal is 22,100.
Woohoo! This is so awesome. So, Lauren, there's 2 questions, 2 final questions. First, let's just go there right now. What did doing this exercise do for your mindset and belief?
Yeah, well, so as if I wasn't already motivated enough, this is kick your butt in gear. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that it was so close to being possible this month. I actually projected myself to have first cut. I've got it on my wall back here. First cut of Get in April. So I was thinking I still had, 2 months before it was really possible. And doing this made me see that by helping other people, helping other coaches get to where they want to be and helping them reach their stretch, I was able to create this stretch goal for myself and create this first cut of Get a month before I thought I was going to create it. So it's really, really exciting.
So awesome. Okay, my last question is, it's around teaching your team. So some people might ask, well, how do you know that, and Lauren did mention this, but how do you know that Anthony would create that, or how much do you know that Martha would create that? Or, so do you just want to talk a little bit about your philosophy of how you communicate, or how do you really know about Anthony and Laura and Martha and their volume goals? Some people are a little bit distanced from that. How do you keep that close, and how do you guys keep that relationship so that you can openly communicate?
Yeah, we talk a lot through Vox. So some of these guys I see often. I would say I see Anthony just about every day at the club. I see Laura and Jamie probably at least every other day at the club. I see Blanca every day at the club. But I think that I'm really intentional about, I'm really intentional about supporting the relationship, and it's not always just about business, but I really like to love on them and let them know that I care about them, and I want to know what's going on in their lives, not only in their business, but in their lives as well. And I think that opens the door for the conversation about business too. They know that they can come to me with any questions. We just have a really open door. Voxer's been really great. We use Voxer a lot for any, little things that are going on. They'll share with me their wins on Voxer, and I get to cheer them on and ask how I can support them. And, the same, I can initiate those conversations too and say, hey, I know, Anthony, I know you said your stretch goal this month was 7,000. So it's the first week of the month. So just let me know, how I can support you to help you to get those, to get those numbers that you're looking for. So I think it's just open communication, and Voxer's really been a lifesaver, because if you guys aren't using Voxer, maybe consider using that with your team, because it really, really leverages your time. Mm-hmm. But I think it's having that open door policy, and then just really loving on people and being interested in their life, not necessarily just in the little part that affects your personal goals, but it's just loving on them and creating authentic relationships.
Awesome. Beautiful having you on the call tonight. And I'm so excited to see how the month ends when you achieve your 20,000, right? Your 1,000 royalty override points.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so Chad St. Aubin, also who was on the call earlier tonight, and Lauren work in a hub together. So I'm just going to say a few things as we're wrapping up. Some of you guys have the ability to work out of a club or a hub. Some of you guys maybe don't. You're not even sure what we're talking about. But we do have an event coming up in May called the Learn to Earn in Jacksonville, California. So be sure to check out Get Started 247 and get your ticket and get registered. What we're going to be doing, there's a main section there at Learn to Earn talking about clubs and hubs and offices. And how does it work, you guys, where Lauren and Chad are sidelined, that they're loving and supporting each other and building up each other's clients and then bridging other people to the events. And you hear all of this language about Chad and his support. And Chad and Lisa had 23,000 personal bowling points last month, and Lauren about to hit first cut of global expansion team. And so what happens in a club hub environment, you guys, is it's all this energy of all these people buzzing and moving around. So if it's something that interests you, even a home hub, you guys, home hubs are doing just spectacular right now. You're like, if I'm not sure if I know how to create a commercial club or have the time or the ability, you guys, there are people that have home hubs that are doing spectacular with home hubs. So that's also a consideration. Be sure to get registered for the event in Jacksonville to learn to earn. Get started 247.com and get your ticket for that. One other thing, you guys, before we sign off is some of you guys might be asking, okay, how much activity does Lauren or Chad have to do out in the marketplace to get that many lean and fits? That's a whole separate call. I think it's an awesome call. Coaches, you guys, stay tuned to the second half of these Monday night Zooms. That's a whole separate call of like, what kind of activity does it take out in the marketplace for invitations or for flyers or for referrals to create the Lauren's goal of the 15 or the 20 lean and fits? And you heard Chad had 18 packs out and 15 lean and fits converted last month. So what kind of activity do they do out in the marketplace in order to get their 20 packs out and their 10 lean and fits? That will be a call, you guys, for another time. So I thank you guys. That's it. We're signing off. Awesome call. Thank you, Chad, Lauren, and Jason, Pat Sajak, for being on the call tonight. We'll see you guys all next Monday night.